All right, well, hey everybody. It's been a long time since I tried to make a video, and I don't know where this one is going, but today I gave up on all my plans for this weekend in favor of just heading out the front door, as you saw, and popping over to this trail that starts less than a quarter of a mile from my house and is the trail that I run most days. And I've been having a lot of fun out here as the winter has been winding to an end and spring has been just starting to try to overtake the cold a little bit. You can see that almost all of the snow is gone and has been for a little while now, down at close to sea level. Even back here in the Mendenhall Valley where I live. So we've been starting to crank up the vert goals, and even though I don't think there's really much sense in me having a big goal already in March, I've been able to stay pretty close to averaging 1,000 feet of vertical gain a day through the first half of the month. Almost, not quite. And I do have spring break from school coming up a week from now. And that gives me a week of a little bit more freedom to try to close the gap on 30 plus thousand feet of vertical gain for the month. So that's what we're headed toward. But if that's a goal that slips through my fingers, so be it. This is the Water Tower Road that Juneau cross country teams have been using for hill training for many years. And I use as a little hill warm-up at the beginning of this run a lot of times. It's got some new-ish and pretty awesome mountain bike runs built off the side of it, which is cool. Especially cool for people who mountain bike, unlike me. But yeah, all right. I'm about to make it to my turnaround here at the top, and we'll get out onto Under Thunder, and I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. Well, like I was mentioning before, it's the middle of March, actually March 15th today. And when a winter is tough on skiers here in Juneau, it's pretty fantastic for trail runners who don't ski, which honestly is not a ton, but I'm one of them. This winter and the snow and the cold weather did give me enough downtime and just adjustment to the routine for me to get about 90% recovered at this point, I think, from the Achilles tendinopathy that I suffered coming into November of last year. I'm at the point where I rarely feel pain in the tendon anymore, whether I'm running or just in my day-to-day. But it still feels off pretty regularly. Just not exactly what I would wish for. And the strength training that was implemented mostly to try to rebuild that tendon has left my calves in somewhat disarray coming out of winter and heading into the part of running season that has some higher volume in it. So I've been trying to navigate that for the last several weeks. And it's been good but hard. And honestly, I can't complain. I've really been having so much fun out on these trails, even the familiar ones. And so here I am again today. All right, we made it past the end of Under Thunder Trail and over the Power Line Trail down here to the Mendenhall Glacier visitor area proper, and about to pop onto the Trail of Time near Steep Creek. It's a very short distance now until I'm getting on to the East Glacier Loop, at which point there will be no more breath for conversation. So, yeah, it's been good so far. My right calf is definitely bothering me already, even just a mile in, and I'm a little over 3 miles in now. Lately, I've been only ever able to make it to about 9 miles at any pace without cramping in that calf. No matter what I've been doing for hydration and fueling. Not that there's not something there I could figure out a little bit better. I sure am hoping that that happens sometime this summer. But yeah, and if I pick up the pace, a lot of times things will start to cramp by 6 miles. But, you know, we fight through because it's beautiful out here. And as long as I'm moving, breathing, and seeing this, I'm happy. All right, about to cross the bridge over Steep Creek. And then, like I said, I'll turn onto East Glacier Loop and have about a mile of climbing, somewhere in the ballpark of 500 to 600 feet. Right now, my watch says I've got about 250 feet of elevation gain, and I'll try to remember to check in when I get to the top. We'll see what it says. 250 to something. Here goes. All right. You saw me climb up those last stairs to the top of East Glacier Loop. And now I just turned off onto the Nugget Creek Trail, which this is going to be my first time on the Nugget Creek Trail this late winter transitioning into spring. I passed a little bit of crunchy snow ice, but the trail's been mostly clear so far, and I love this trail because it slows me down. And yeah, when you saw me coming up those hills, you know I was going slow already. It felt pretty good today to not bother trying to take all the steps on East Glacier Loop 2 at a time on the way up. That is my like standard summer fitness goal. If I'm not doing the loop more than once, then I like to make sure I'm charging up those stairs good and hard, but every once in a while you need a break. And even though today, oh shoot, I forgot to check to see what my vertical gain is at this point. Let's see, shoot, hard to read. 848. I've been mostly descending since I came off the top, so I don't know. The subtraction, I think that puts us just under 600 miles for the climb of the loop itself, probably, maybe as little as 550, but probably on the top end between 500 and 600 feet of elevation gain on that loop. And it hits hard. And I love it. And yeah, now I'm just doing what for me amounts to some pretty technical trail. Technical enough to slow me down. Not really ever doing anything faster than 10-minute pace when I'm out here, and it's probably even slower today. What with the cold and just being a little tired this Saturday. But yeah, we'll keep on getting after it, and we'll see what the creek crossings on this trail are like this time of year. One creek down, and that was easy, but a little more ice out here. Making some steps feel a little risky every once in a while, but it's not very far to this next creek, and I doubt it'll be passable. So gonna carefully keep going a little bit more and probably have this be my turnaround point in the next few hundred feet. Oh man, I'm definitely worried about taking any steps into this water. Don't know how many people watching right now have seen me wade through this stuff in the past, but It's so cold, even in the summer. And yeah, I have no desire to plant a foot into ice water, even for a second today. Yeah, I think I'll have about, well, actually I might be close to 11. I'm sure that looked so dumb. Might be close to 11 miles if I hit the Water Tower Road on the way back. So I'm gonna just enjoy the views of Mount Bullard one more time, and you can catch a little glimpse of Mount Stroller White through the trees over there, and I'm gonna start heading back down. Nugget Creek Trail in late winter, everybody. Good stuff. I turned around at about 5.3 miles. I'm at 5.8 now. It is much colder on this side of the mountain. In a way, this trail wraps around a far edge of Thunder Mountain. The main access to the summit of Thunder Mountain is back all the way past the other end of Under Thunder Trail where I started the run today, a little bit past my house. But Thunder Mountain has a long ridge that leads from there out towards the Mendenhall Glacier and Mendenhall Lake. And so right as the ridge is starting to come down into the lake, that's where these East Glacier Loop and Nugget Creek trails kind of connect to each other. And so this is the backside glacier and ice field side of the mountain, which is, yeah, probably a reasonable excuse for why it's so much colder over here. Plus, I stopped for a couple minutes there at the end, just walking around, and that always brings a chill when temperatures are right at the edge of freezing, which they are today. But I'm warming back up a little bit now, and I think, even though it's getting a little later in the day, I'll be a little warmer when I come back around to the sun side of these trails. Oh, bad choices on where I was stepping just there. Really thankful to still be on my feet and not my face. I know nobody wants to watch all of this run, but I keep on going through spots where the trees are looking so beautiful. I just can't turn off the camera. And then I do love this section of the trail for just keeping your brain focused on where your feet are landing and keeping things moving. Really feeling blessed right now that I'm here doing this, and definitely having plenty of stretches where I give no thought to my Achilles tendon. Just not even thinking about it at all, just enjoying the run. A beautiful run. I don't know, can you see it down there? That's Nugget Creek, right above Nugget Creek Falls. Or Nugget Falls. Oh, squirrel. I'm just over 7 miles into the run and in the middle of this downhill backside of the East Glacier Loop. And I'm probably not going to talk to the camera too long because it's fun to rip down this and just let loose. But also, the calf is right on the edge of cramping, and these downhills will get me every time, so I've got to be careful. I've been going to the bottles. They've got tailwind. Oh. Actually, I don't know what it's called exactly, or the name escapes me right now, but it's a carb drink mix with some electrolytes mixed in. It's really high carb on the left side and a little bit more moderate on the right. So being about 3/4 of the way through this run, I'm probably about ready to finish off this high carb side and just wash things down the rest of the way. There were some rocks there that were completely out from under the ice before this last couple days of cold snap, and I have been taking that section at a lot hotter pace, but I kind of has a sneaking suspicion I was going to get a little dicey there. Just the tiniest little spot of rock in the middle of the ice to give an anchor for the balls of your feet to grab onto on your way by. So that's good. like most runs, this one's been full of ups and downs. And I think getting the camera out here has been just as much for me as anybody else. I don't need a camera to motivate the running. The running does that all on its own, but when it comes to creative outputs, whether that's photography or putting together videos, whatever else, sketching, drawing, graphic design, that's something I struggle a lot more with when it comes to consistency. I think I'm more afraid of failure there. And that leads to a lot of days where I wish I was making something, but I don't. So thanks for bearing with me in this one. The other reason I am putting together videos like this is just to put it out there into the world as many times as possible that there's beauty out here to be seen. You can find it. Whether you live on the edge of a national forest or not, moving your body and opening your eyes is a way to find great beauty in this world and value for your life. The things we do for other people, they carry an even greater value a lot of times, but the times that we take a deep breath and look around and see spring just barely starting to grow, see the sunlight coming through the trees, lighting up moss on the cottonwoods. That's another thing that brings value to life. So if you watch this much, thanks. You guys are the best. And hope you enjoyed some of what you saw. Hope you feel a little bit of motivation to get outside or maybe to make something to share with the rest of the world. Thanks so much for watching. And I'll catch you next time.